My bags are ready, all strapped up, and we're getting ready to go. I don't know. It always feels so weird to leave a country after a week of being here and kind of stay in the same room doing the same thing. It almost, it feels almost like home. I think I even slip up and mentioned home in one of my vlogs, and I miss home, but I've kind of made this place like my own, and to leave this place completely is always a little bit, I won't say sad. Sad is not the right word. It just feels like odd, and it feels like, oh my god, that you're actually going home, you're not going to see this place anymore. And yeah, honestly, Colombia, I'm not sure when I'll be coming back to Colombia. It's really far from my place. It's not exactly a destination which I thought of going. Oh, my beanie is all out of place. I'll fix that later. But yeah, it's not exactly a place that I would thought of going because it's so far away from Malaysia, and it's actually really cold. I'm not used to the cold. The city has been really nice. I have really enjoyed the hospitality here. Yeah, so far everything has been pretty good. In terms of food, I super prefer Malaysian food. I'm very, Malaysian taste. I like Malaysian food. But I think I'm glad I tried Colombian food. I don't think they're bad. I think it's a unique experience, a lot of unique experience things, and obviously there's work, and work-wise is actually a lot smoother. This is probably my best, smoothest trade show ever, and I always say I'm very busy, I'm always say I'm very tired, but in terms of like workload, in terms of how smooth the program goes, it actually went pretty well, surprisingly, and yeah, it's actually a really good thing. I can go back to HQ and report good stuff about this show, about this trip. Yeah, now it's time to spend the last few hours here. I'm going to get hopefully an airport shuttle. I don't know what's the hotel status here. My partner is not going to follow me because he's flying off tomorrow back to US. So I'm by myself in the Spanish country world. I'm not excited for it. Yeah, when I came, I have a client with me, and now I depart, I have nobody going with me. So I'll be getting a taxi by myself. I hope I can find a check-in by myself. Hopefully, let me know issue. I'm gonna try to go there as early as possible. It's about 11:30. It's turning 11:30. It's about 11:25 right now, and my flight is 3:30 p.m. So about 4 hours to go, which I think is safe. You should just be in the airport 3 hours before. And I've already done my online check-in. I just need to drop my baggage and then have lunch. So yeah, gonna go down. Gonna say goodbye to Bogota one last time. Can I open this? Oops. So one last goodbye to the scenery of Bogota, and I have to say that I kind of like this area compared to a lot of the other places I've been. A lot of part of Bogota so far has been really upscale, or really alcohol, pub, bars, nightlife, which is not really for me, but I'm glad I experienced it anyway. So yeah, this part of town is a little rustic. It's very quiet, it's very quaint. Oh, it's not quiet, it's quaint. And then obviously the trade show hall, which everyone there has been very helpful. So yeah, say goodbye. Bye. And now, back to Malaysia. Plane is actually getting ready right now over there. Everyone is putting in their luggage. I'm stopping at Cartagena, I think, and then Amsterdam. So it's gonna be a pretty long flight. Oh my god.
We inform you that the boarding of the flight KLM 749 to Amsterdam via Cartagena will start in 10 minutes.
Arrived at Amsterdam, and it's about 12 p.m. It's a bit later. I'm supposed to arrive at 10:30, so I do have a little less time to walk around the central station, which is my plan, because I have less than 10 hours, slightly less than 10 hours of layover. I don't really want to spend it just staying in in the airport. So right now I'm going to the arrivals hall. I've never done this before in terms of checking out when this is not my actual last destination. This is my me time right now. No, I have no boss, no partner, no client. It's all me. Okay. And to go to the arrivals hall. Right now, and it took me longer than expected to arrive at the city, but here I am at the city. I'm a bit far back because I'm trying to vlog, and maybe I'll try to get a close up. Oh, my beanie is out of place. But yeah, I had some immigration issue. There was pretty much a lot of confusion, a lot of black belts blocking me from coming out, a lot of... Sorry, someone just walked past me. I think she thought I'm taking a video, but actually I'm doing a vlog. But yeah, I got stuck at the immigration a little bit because, I don't know, there's just a lot of confusion among the security and the immigration staff whether I need a visa or not. So I have a little less time to visit, but overall so far, this is a very European city. Like, I've been to Germany and Alstadt, and that's a bit of an old city. This is just, I don't want to call it medieval because it's not. It's just a nice way. It looks like a really European city, like the things you imagine. Oh my god, I can't wait to start looking around, and yeah, I'm gonna show you guys as much as I can. So let's visit! And I'm trying to find my way back to the airport. I'm a little bit lost. I'm really harping on finding the canal cruise, which I did book. So Meantime, I did ask for directions. This is the general direction I got, but it's not very clear. I did get some cheese though, lots of cheese. Meanwhile, let's keep looking. I found my station, but this is a nightmare. I'm all the way here. I have to get all the way there, which is way too far. I don't think I have time. But I think there's a station on the other side. It's not part of my plan, but I don't have a choice, so let's go. So it's about 6:25 right now, and I managed to arrive in the airport just in time. Well, not just in time, I still have some time to spare to have some good dinner and to catch my breath because I'm really breathing really fast right now. I have to get this little trolley thing because I have my cheese and my souvenirs, flowers that I bought for home, and kind of all that. I did manage to find about 2 kinds of cheese I really like. I really like the truffle one. I don't think you can ever get that in Malaysia. Oh, my hair is so flat. Yeah, I've been wearing a beanie all day and it's kind of sweaty. I'm very disgusting right now. I can't wait to go home and shower. I think I found my gate. There, E20. Okay. Time to maybe get something to eat, maybe something to drink, because I'm exhausted. Okay, we're back, and I got some food. Fish and chip, Dutch style, a water. So I'm pretty relaxed right now. I have about 1 hour plus before I get to my gate, and even then it's the boarding time. The departure time is 1 hour later, so I have about 2 hours to spare, which is good. You know, I don't have to rush anymore. I feel a lot relieved. Kind of want to just update you what happened this entire day. I can't talk too loud because it is about the Dutch immigration and security and all that, and I don't want to be too loud about it, if you know what I mean. Okay, so the first thing I arrived was, as usual, I want to look for a way to go out of the international waters and try to go to the passport control. And I did actually check a few days ago, kind of like where to go and all that. And the receptionist pointed me downstairs. There was a particular elevator, but the elevator was belted at that time, and I don't really know what's the reason why. So when I went back to the receptionist, she is a new receptionist and a very friendly one, just so to be clear. Like, a lot of people in the airport has been very friendly. There are a couple of, you know, like intimidating face and all that, you know, typical immigration people. But yeah, she was very friendly, and she pointed me to the same direction, which was belted, a black belt. And I told her that I can't access. There was a lift, but I dare not use it because they did belted the escalator. They prevent people from using the escalator. So I don't want to use the elevator as well. So I did ask her permission, and she wasn't sure. So she pointed me and told me a very general direction and asked me to, you know, go through the normal arrival halls. So I went there and go up the queue, finish the queue and all that until my turn. Thank goodness it wasn't too long. And the guy at the immigration told me, the passport control told me that I'm at the wrong terminal because this doesn't go to the Amsterdam City, which is where I want to go. So he pointed me back to another arrival hall, which I had to kind of search myself, and eventually I found it. But there was a Japanese guy, I think it's Japanese, I'm not sure, an Asian guy asking a lot of questions. So that took some time, and I kind of waited my turn. And when it's my turn, the security guy insisted that I need a passport. So I need a visa. So I know for a fact that I do not need a visa because I know people who has went to Amsterdam City to visit during the transit and did not need a visa. So I asked him to check again, and he checked with his, I don't know who he called, in his walkie-talkie, and they double confirmed that I need a visa. So I was still unconvinced, and I told him that I had 8 hours layover, and I don't want to stay here 8 hours doing nothing. So he asked me to go check the immigration center. So I did, which was right at where the passport control is. So I went back there, all the way there again, and wanted to attend the immigration center, the immigration office. I don't think I'm actually allowed in the immigration office because there was an immigration officer kind of stopped me as I was about to enter, not the office, but sort of like the queuing area. And he kind of stopped me and asked me what's the issue. So I turned and told him that I kind of want to visit Amsterdam City, but some security issue stops me, and yeah, because I need a visa. And he kind of laughed at me. He wasn't laughing, he was snickering at me. He was really nice. He wasn't like mean laugh or sarcastic. It was a bit sarcastic laugh, but it was a good laugh, I would say. It's like kind of like someone make a fool out of me, or someone's making my life difficult. It was that kind of laugh. And he told me go back to the gate where I came, the security stopped me, and told him that I do not need a visa. So I went back there, and told him that the immigration officer told me I do not need a visa. And since he kind of like, oh, if the immigration says so, then sure, you can go in. And it was just that easy. It was Despite that, the security guy was actually really nice, and he was telling me directions on where to go. He reminded me on what time I should get back here, which departure hall and all that. He told me departure hall 1 and 2. So that is actually an important story later on. So I took note of that, and I went out the gate. I'll go through a really long immigration center. I think a connecting flight from Brazil just landed, because a lot of people were with Brazil passport. So I had to line up with them. It was a long line. I think I waited for 30 minutes. And it doesn't sound long, but considering the day I've gone through, it was pretty bad. So get to the train, get to the city. A lot of time was asking directions because I didn't really know where I was going. The city was gorgeous. I took a lot of videos, I took a lot of photos, and it was gorgeous, it was beautiful. I managed to buy a lot of cheese, I managed to buy some souvenirs, really nice souvenirs I really like. I saw it all in the Schiphol airport, but I didn't want to buy it because I knew it would be more expensive, so I'm glad I waited. But then at about 4 o'clock actually, I told myself that 4:30 I need to start finding my way back because I was getting more and more confused with the city. So at 4 o'clock I decided to turn back and all that, and I bought a ticket for the hop-on, hop-off bus and boat, and one reason why I bought it was so that it's easy for me to get back to the central station if I get lost. So I tried to go through one of the boats which I know is nearest, and since it stops at 2 stops which I want to go, which was Albuquerque Market and Anne Frank House. Long story short was I got lost, and I tried to kind of looking for direction, and a lot of people pointed me to a very far area which is not in a map. So, but I kind of listened to them, but halfway through I noticed something was not right. So I turned around and asked direction again, and this traffic officer gave me another direction. So I went back to another direction, and I went back there and finally found the boat stop. And when I went to the boat stop, I think I took a video of it. It mentioned that the stop was postponed. It was no longer active. It didn't longer depart from there. So that was pretty annoying for me, because I was kind of walking for almost 1 hour looking for the stop. And then they did have a map though. They were kind enough to put a map there and say that where the stop has moved, which was where I was initially was. And it was pretty far down the road. It was pretty far, and there's no guarantee that the boat is fast enough to reach the station, because by then it was already like 4:30 and I want to get to the station by 5. So I decided to walk, asking direction all the way. I managed to get there by 5 o'clock sharp, but then there was I missed the train, and then I had to ask for directions to get the second train, because if not I'll be waiting at the station for another 30 minutes. So yeah, that was a bit chaotic. And yeah, finally managed to get the train, the right train finally. I arrived at the airport at about 5:30 like that. I'm not so sure, I can't really recall. I think it's 5:45, I really can't recall anymore. And remember that I mentioned the security told me to look for departure 1 and 2. If you look at my boarding pass, it says KL, Kuala Lumpur would be the departure 1 and 2. So I went to departure 1 and 2 and got lost again, because the departure 1 and 2 pretty much didn't let me go through. It just, in the airport there are certain places you're not supposed to go through, so it was pretty clear I was not supposed to go through that area, because I didn't needed to check in. It would require me to check in, which I don't have to because I already checked in. So I got kind of lost again and had to go back to the information counter. And guess who I met? I met the same receptionist who pretty much guided me on early this morning, and she was kind enough to give me a very exact direction. She told me which gate. And one thing great about the Netherlands airport is that the entrance is separated by gates. So you have like gate E, gate F, and gate whatever. Whereas in most airports, the international passport control is usually centralized in a particular station. So you go there, you get a passport control, and then only you split into gates. Whereas this one kind of split into gates first, then only go through passport control. So it was systematic in that way, but because I was not used to it, I got lost. But like I said, thanks to her, very exact. Like I said, so far most of the services here have been pretty good. It's just a little bit confusing because first of all they don't have English, everything's in Dutch. Some of them is in English, and I don't have data, I don't have Wi-Fi with me since I'm only transit. And that's how we end up here, where we have some time to have some fish and chip. I'm not eating this because I dropped it on the table. I don't know how clean the table is. That's the problem with self-service station. Usually tables are not always clean. 5 minutes before boarding, So I'm gonna enjoy a bit of my dinner, and then I can't wait to go to the plane. Like I say, I'm disgusting, I'm sweaty, I'm hot, I'm tired. Just want to sleep. You watch the movie, you know, just really relax. I always feel very safe once I get down from the plane. Once I get into the plane actually, because it means I pass customs, I pass everything, and I don't have to, you know, worry about any more issues and all that. So yeah.